shifted to this apartment by the end of year 2019. And since then, I have been in the dilemma that I should make video on pantry organization or not. Because I was constantly giving myself this thought whether I should switch from plastic to glass. I am telling you this because for me it took more than 2 years to finally switch to glass and steel containers. So after watching this video, don't draw this conclusion that it's an overnight journey. It's a conscious choice of what to shift and what not. As still I believe in some parts I am using plastic baskets, and in near future I have no plans to shift them as well. So in today's video, I'm going to share how you can organize your pantry, and also I'm going to share some tricks and hacks which will help you out to make this process a little smoother. So let's begin.
This cabinet in our crockery unit, we use it to store the pantry items. We didn't go for the proper pantry pullouts as it occupies space, and you can save money also by avoiding those expensive pullouts. Hack 1. These are simply the shelves where I can keep things according to my need. These are deep shelves where I like to stock the groceries and also keep the things I generally do not include in everyday cooking, because I believe the cooking essential should be close enough to the cooking area in order to work properly. Now if we go inside the kitchen, I am using some of the overhead cabinets and some cabinets below the countertop to keep items like everyday spices, pulses and other things. So I have given you an overview of how I am using the different sections in the kitchen to organize the pantry unit. We have all sorts of organizer at our disposal, which make the job rather easy for us. You can use shelf risers, different types of baskets with or without lids, tier shelf risers, deep baskets like these to organize big packets of oil straight. I am using glass and steel containers in different sizes as per the need in my kitchen. Now let me show you how these cabinets used to look. With all things placed in the basket in the pantry unit, these shelves had different types of containers, which were not looking aesthetically pleasing. Though I was able to spot and get things with ease, but still it was missing the touch of organization and proper categorization. First, clean all the cabinets thoroughly. Use an all-purpose cleaner if the cabinets are dirty. Otherwise, simply wipe it down with a wet cloth. Next, you can use shelf liners, table placemat according to your need. But don't go for the paper, as paper will attract bugs, especially if kept inside the pantry with all the food items. Now the most important part of the pantry organization is to properly understand how you want to categorize all the pantry items in your kitchen. Hack 2. Now this is not a hack per se, but identifying the items in certain groups and category sets you up for better organization and make this part smooth and less tedious. And you don't have to spend too much time on rearranging them, say how to keep all the pulses together in one shelf, and how to figure out the size of the containers, like I have used big containers for the dals which we use frequently, and using the small containers for the less used pulses. Also, it's good to keep all spices in one place. Keep the breakfast items together so that you can easily grab and quickly make what you want to. So now, as we are all done with what to do before setting up the pantry unit, so now let's start organizing the shelves. In the first shelf right at the left side in this basket, I am keeping all the packed and extra opened spices packets together for refill, and using this deep basket for keeping the packets of noodles, Maggies and pastas in it, and keeping it right next to the spice box. Now let's move to the next shelf. Here I am using the shelf riser, and under it keeping the roasted makhanas to quick snack to satiate hunger. On the top I am using these glass containers, and here I am keeping the dry fruits. Like at the back, the makhana, not the roasted one. In the front, cashews, almond and pistachio. Here in this place I am keeping the glucose, macaroni And in the front, I'm keeping the namkeens. Over this side, I'm using the tin containers so that my son can easily grab cookies and namkeen whenever he wants to munch something. For me, it was really very important to make it more kid-friendly, especially for him so that he knows where he needs to grab in case he wants to eat on his own. An important point to note here is that since it's meant for kids, try using non-breakable things like tin and steel containers to store things to avoid injuries. Now from here, let's move to the third shelf. Here I am keeping again the shelf riser but vertically in order to get space for keeping two baskets. On the top in this big basket, I am keeping all the open snack and nicely clipped. And under the riser, using this basket with the handle pull out and keeping all the small packets of snacks like popcorn, some biscuits, coffee sachets and all. Hack 3. Now when we keep baskets like these, there is always some space left behind. Don't just let the space remain empty. Keep the new packets of cornflakes, keep straws in a box at the back. Here I'm just trying to give you some ideas how you can be creative by not wasting that space. Hack 4. Now these shelf risers are not just for creating space for keeping containers one over another. In this way also you can use it to keep two baskets and organize your kitchen pantry if you really have a very small space. I'm again using the tin boxes but this time in the round shape for keeping the candies for my son. And I'm keeping this over this side of the shelf. In the front, in these glass containers, I'm keeping the milk supplements like Pediasure and Complan. And we are done with this shelf also. In the last shelf, I'm using the big basket for keeping all the extra stock of groceries and it also comes with a lid on the top. So I'm using another basket over which I'm keeping all the opened and clipped groceries to have an account that we need to finish this first. Here goes all the extra groceries like milk, supplements, dry fruits and all. If you have less space in your kitchen, try to use big baskets with lid, as these baskets give you extra space where you can stack one more basket to utilize vertical space efficiently. As we have organized this part, so now let's go inside and see how I'm keeping all the items which we need on daily basis. Let's start with this shelf. I'm going to organize all the containers in U-shape so that it would be easy to grab without taking out everything from the front. I'm using different sizes of container for storing the dals. Now first keep the container little towards the center and keep the next container a bit closer to the edge compared to the previous one like this. Basically, I am trying to keep containers diagonally so that all the containers will be properly visible and the job of taking them out would be easy. You don't need to remove all the containers from the front. Here at the center, I am using these small containers to store the dals, but the ones which we don't eat frequently. Now that we have placed all the containers, you can notice the space management clearly. Diagonal placement has not only made them visible but also made accessibility better. Now from here, let's move to the left side of the kitchen. So this basically is the protein zone. Hack number 6. I am using the old baskets which I have not been using and they were lying idle at my home. I'm using them as shelf riser for keeping the glass containers and giving them some height. Just put it upside down and then keep the containers over them. In this way, you can definitely give some height to the containers which are at the back and you can make them visible as well. So here I keep things of a specific category, say the protein essentials like rajma, chola, Nutrilla, mutter and all. In the front in these small jars, I am keeping maida, vermicelli, bundi and suji. This looks neat and the containers at the back are visible also. So now it's time to move a little more toward the left side of the kitchen and let's open this cabinet. This is the breakfast corner, again using the baskets as shelf riser, keeping oats, cornflakes, muesli, chocos, and poha. This makes it really easy for everyone in the home to just open this cabinet and choose whatever they want to have for jhatpat breakfast. Now from here, let's move to the adjacent cabinet. This cabinet holds all the spices together. Here I'm using these tier shelf risers for keeping all the spices. The spices are properly labeled and kept according to the quantity. Hack 7. Whenever you refill the spices in the jars, make sure to cut the expiry date from the packet. And don't keep it inside the masalas, as it's a paper which may attract bugs and it can ruin them faster. So the trick is to cut and use a scotch tape. Put the date on the tape and then fix it at the back of the jars. In this way, you can have a track of expiry date. Now let's move to the cabinets below the countertop. Here in this big cabinet, I'm using this big basket for keeping rice, sugar, besan, khichdi mix and dalia and keeping it this side. Hack 8. If you're using a big basket in your pantry and when you need to pull it out to get few things, then use baskets with wheels or make your own DIY wheel basket like this. You can get these wheels online. You can find the link below in the description box and just stick them at the bottom. This will make it easy to push and pull it out. Next to it goes the big container of wheat flour and on the top of it the spice box. And we are done with this big cabinet which is just under the kitchen countertop. Last but not the least, this bottle pull-out. On the top, I'm keeping turmeric, salt and coriander. At the back in these small ones, I'm keeping the pickles. At the bottom shelf, I'm keeping ghee in this steel container. An extra packet of ghee goes here, using the deep basket for keeping the different types of oils like mustard oil and packets of refined oil. Now, I'm using this basket to ensure oil does not fall and remain straight all the time. Hack 9. If you keep ghee or oil packets like this in small basket, they will always fall down whenever you open or close the pull-out. It's good to use a deep basket and see the difference on your own. Now here on the kitchen countertop, I keep the daily staples like salt, amchur powder, ghee, hing and the cooking oils. Here on the left side, just right above the microwave, I kept the container of tea and sugar.
This is all for today's video and I really hope you are going to find all these hacks and tricks useful if you are planning to organize your pantry. If you liked today's video, then please do share this video with all your friends and family, like the video and please do subscribe to my channel. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more video related updates. I'll see you next time with another video. Till then, stay home, take care and bye bye.